We are live. Is that true? Well, first little bit of this is going to be a system check. We're not sure, number one, if we have enough service. So we can only fish like a pretty small area here. Can you hear me? Mitchell, you do an audio check.
Yep, I'm waiting for the comments to come in.
It's all 20 seconds behind, so. I'm audible.
I'm still waiting.
Waiting for a comment. If you're watching, give me a comment if you can hear me well.
Where do you have 72 people on?
For real?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the comments always lag a little bit, don't they?
Right. Can you guys hear us? Yeah, they can hear. We're
okay.
Good.
All right, we're good.
We're good.
All right, well, welcome back to another live stream. Our first open water one of the year. We figured why not just kick one off right away. We are fishing spring rivers. Haven't been on a crazy bite, but we've kind of been playing the trying to not fish around people game the last couple days now. Been catching a decent amount of fish. It seemed like they moved around a lot after the water came up last week. A little bit more inconsistent, I would say. You can catch a lot of fish in a few different spots, it seems like. No massive, crazy push of a bajillion big walleyes yet on this system. We're on the Mississippi River today, but been catching a fair amount of fish on swim baits and the brand new Kalen's show jig. And you guys can see just how much light that thing, but that's been pretty much my winning combo the last couple days. Quarter ounce, say it again.
Is there a smudge on the lens? Somebody just commented.
Smudge on the lens? I don't know, it's possible, it's my camera. Cameraman, you gotta clean that up. Get your little thing out, but that's been pretty much the combo right there. Is it focusing well on me, Mitchell?
Yeah, I think it's
All right, so
we got some comments like audio cutting in and out, video choppy. When we started, it said excellent connection, but obviously it's lagging a little bit.
we don't have a great connection. That's just going to be the reality of this situation, but we're going to hopefully catch a few fish and run this live stream for as long as we can and go into a little bit of spring river fishing.
First couple questions. I realized that my audio was muted that whole time. First
nice.
couple questions though, how's Mega Live been treating you, and are you going to do a review? And then the second one is, why is your drag loose sometimes?
So I generally keep my drag probably, it depends what I'm fishing. A little bit looser, like if I'm like finesse jig fishing, I'll keep it a little bit looser than probably other people might, because I tend to fight fish really hard, which is probably just a bad habit. So I'll keep my drag a little bit looser to compensate for the amount of pressure I put on fish, I would say. And I don't mind like reeling against the drag. The drag's job is just to do the drag's job, right? If you have a fish on that's pulling stiffer than more than I want them to, the drag will go out whether I'm reeling or not, right? So I'll always generally, for a lot of presentations, I'll err towards the, ooh, there's a little bite. Err towards the side of fishing a looser drag. Mega Live 2, definite improvement over Mega Live 1, no doubt about that. We just did a full breakdown of it on the Walleye Now app. Mitch uploaded that, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
And you can find that video under pretty much every season, every type of body of water, and it'll be under situational tips. Full breakdown on Mega Live 2.
And there will be more. It's not the only one.
And there'll be a lot more, yeah.
And we'll have Garmin stuff too.
Yeah, we're gonna do the full thing this year. line's whipping the other side of the boat here.
And then I think we got one question about putting it on the deucer on the trolling motor versus, or are you going to go back to the pole?
For river fishing, honestly, I like it more on a pole. For certain parts of lake fishing, I like it more on the trolling motor. I have my boat rigged up for both right now. I have a pole mount that I can shuffle from the back to the front, and then I have one on the trolling motor, obviously, right now too.
Yeah, the Ultrex is the king.
Well, it's kind of the only one to go with if you're going to run it on the trolling motor.
Said, when are we getting notifications for Walleye now? I don't know about notifications, but we got a couple of cool new things coming, hopefully in the next, probably, I don't know, 3 weeks or so, depending, as long as testing goes well, which makes it a lot easier to be searching for videos and stuff like that. You got over 200 people.
That's awesome.
I feel like several live streams last summer we didn't even have 200
So
people.
basically, for if you guys are just tuning in, we appreciate having you. We're not on we can't really run around. There's only certain spots we can film that have service out here and are not like bumper boats. We could have just gone to the dam and got just right in the mix and got, oh! But apparently there's going to be a few fish here. That one absolutely clocked it. But obviously didn't quite get it. Good sign though. What was I even saying? Something about we thank everybody for being here.
Yeah, something like
So basically we're in a little stretch of river here. We're going to be just dragging some of these swim baits. Then when I feel like I'm around some, I might pitch some swim baits. Right now we're just going super slow into the current.
When you use the pole, do you have a preferred place to mount it?
What's that?
Like the preferred place to mount the pole?
Well, if you're going to be fishing out of the bow, the way trolling motors are, a lot of times they come up and sit on the left side. So I got a track stack in the front right, which is a good spot for a pole.
Whoever Chip Douglas is, thank you. Said I'm the greatest outdoorsman of all time.
Chip Douglas's?
Yep, and a great cameraman. I'd have to agree with him. Couple more questions here. Why do you pull line off the reel after a cast? And then what is
I don't know,
your
that's like a
rod and
weird
reel
hitch
setup?
thing I have.
Well, it's test and drag, but what's your
Yeah,
and then what's your rod and reel setup?
Rod and reel setup right now, Elliott 6.9 medium light fast. Reel Piscifun 3000 Carbon X2.
Yeah, doing it live in the winter is a little tough.
We were going to, and man, there's just, I don't fish a lot of times where you just set up and you're sitting there for like 6 hours, you know. A lot of it's like run around, and obviously difficult to film a live stream running around. I've looked into like broadcast style cameras where like you could like live stream from the camera and keep it mobile, but that'd still be asking a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like they're hitting it and not getting it. If you guys felt that bite, you're like, there's no way that fish doesn't have it choked. But you know what? He didn't have it choked at all.
Another question: if we're fishing current seams.
Question about fishing current seams?
Are we? It looks like we're fishing current seams? Question mark.
Yeah. Kind of got water coming down this way. Big corner right here. Might have to do a little downsize, Mitchell, if these fish are just gonna like short bite me like this. A Let me know how often you guys see ads, because I'm still like trying to figure out this whole live stream thing. I set it at a lower amount again, but
That's right. I forgot about. I think people see them differently though. It's not.
oh yeah, good.
It's
True,
not
good
like
point.
an all-in-one thing. Should we tell them what I did this morning?
Oh, so here's a great one. Getting a little morning drone shot, right? I think when Mitch flies a drone, he thinks he's captaining a fighter jet. Crashes it into a tree, which I'm not. You might sound like, man, I'm surprised you guys don't crash into trees more. It's nearly impossible to crash a drone. I've never done it in all my flights. Crashes it into a tree. Now it's up on an island in a raging river in long grass. I'm like, well, you're going to have to go up there and get it somehow. I can't get that close to the bank, so I tell him to jump out. He doesn't jump far enough. It's just like pure mud, and like in slow motion falls over backwards into the river. And that was at like 6:45, 7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, it was water temp of 42 and 34-degree air temp. It was pretty cool.
I got to get back to that corner. And he's been crying like a baby back, you know what, all day long.
Yeah, okay.
Look what that fish did to me. Wow, dude, he crumpled me up. We'll get the next one. How many viewers, Mitchell?
252.
Nice.
It looks like it's lagging quite a bit right now, though.
Lagging?
It looks like it to me. It's like freezing up quite a bit.
Bad?
I can never tell on my side. Is it lagging up really bad for you guys?
There's only so much we can do. Bad leg?
Well, there's a 20-second delay, so you gotta wait 20 seconds after I ask the
I
question.
figured they were chiming in now.
Yeah, I said there's a little bit, not terrible. I mean,
Workable?
yeah, so it's just kind of how it goes.
I'm too scared to like go farther than out of this little pocket right here of losing service.
You got a question? What's the difference on this boat versus the last boat?
As far as the boat itself, the only difference is I got aqua traction flooring with a big Warrior logo in it, which is pretty cool. As far as the rigging of the boat, I obviously got an Ultrex. The graphs are the same. It's an Apex in the back, 2 in the front. And then I got full-on Norsk lithium battery setup, which is pretty cool. So far anyways, I got 2 16 volts powering all my electronics. And after like a day or two of all-day fishing, the batteries will be at like 75%. And my trolling motor, I got 2 36-volt batteries to get linked together. And my batteries, after like a full day on the river, my trolling motor batteries will be like 75%.
And you said you couldn't have added that to the last?
Say that again?
I think it meant like made the changes to the other boat. Marky Mark is in the chat.
Mark?
Yep,
Nice. Mark still ice fishing?
probably on Blaisdell.
Don't say the secret lake on YouTube chat.
I can't. How could I give away the secrets of that big fishery?
I'll mark for you. I hope to catch the first open water walleye.
The first one's for Mark.
Yeah.
Why a 175 tiller, not bigger?
I always thought about going bigger. I'm not a speed freak at all. I guess there's just not enough plus sides for me, I guess. I don't know. I've had such good luck with these Yamaha SHOs. As far as just no maintenance on them.
We got a 15 minutes in and 2 ads so far. I just don't think there's not a whole lot we can do about that, unfortunately. I think there's a way where you don't get ads, right?
I set it on the lowest thing.
No, but I mean, like, if you subscribe or YouTube Premium or Plus or something like that.
I mean, the guy's got to make $1 somehow. Yeah, I think YouTube Premium.
Yeah, and then you don't get an ad. I don't know what that cost.
I can't believe I had those 2 bites and not one of them, like, ate it. We're about to get one, though, folks. I can feel it.
If the new Humminbird Explorer had HDMI hookup, would you be using those on the new Warrior?
Yep. That was the only reason I ran Apexes again. That was the only reason I got Apexes in the first place.
Mark said he took a little break from cleaning rock bass to tune in.
Nice. Make a hell of a sandwich.
Yeah, sounds really good. When do you guys start fishing Green Bay?
We were actually thinking about going there in a couple days, but the wind was like 50 miles an hour, so. We'll make it eventually. Spring's tough when the ice is going up. There's only so many places you can go, and the weather's so violent. Especially on a week like this, we've had like giant winds every single day. You probably can't realize it right here. This is like the one calm spot we found all day.
Yes, we are in Pool 4 on the Mississippi. How far away are you from the dam?
Quite a ways. As you can tell, there's no boats in the frame. Now, is there a lot more fish up there than other places? Probably, but oh, we got a snag, Mitchell. We got a snag.
Oh, I see an ad coming up shortly. I'll skip it. I can control that one, I guess.
Oh, guys, I finally lost the jig. Not good, not good.
Do you have a preference on color for jigs and plastics for spring walleyes?
Color, jigs, and plastics walleyes?
Yep.
That was the question?
Yep.
All depends where I am. It seems like white's been really good this trip.
Here's a good question. What's your take on drop shot with a live minnow?
I've not done a whole lot of it. I feel like if I fish a minnow, I like to have it on a jig head, but definitely it could work. Definitely does work. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
basically any way you can present a minnow will at some point catch a fish.
Have you ever fished Lake Wisconsin for walleyes?
I don't think I have, believe it or not. All right, we're back in the game.
Yeah, this new boat has the Mega Live too. So if I have a Garmin electronic in my boat and buy a used Tarova Quest without a remote, will the spot lock work?
Say that again?
If you have a Garmin electronic, you know, like Garmin Graphs, and you buy a used Tarova Quest without a remote, will the spot lock work?
A Garmin graph?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
at first,
spot lock runs off the troll motor head.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, for sure, because I have Garmin on my boat now, so, and I run the Ultrax, but I do have Humminbird for GPS. But yeah, you get that puck, so like they'll put the puck either on the front or the back of the boat, and it goes off of that, I believe. You're noticing a big change on Mega Live 2.
Yes.
Big difference, yeah. And you guys will see a lot more of it, obviously.
Juicer on the trolling motor is definitely better, especially when you're running cable-driven foot pedal. When you're buying a selection of a particular lure, do you think it's more important to have a selection of sizes or a selection of colors?
Probably colors. Not crazy, though. I mean,
Really? I actually thought you were going to say sizes.
I guess it depends on the lure.
The River Goat said, Tommy, I'll bet you your boat I'll crush you on pool 4, and I'll allow you to use your forward facing too.
I'll bet you will, dude.
Yes, camera guy runs LVS 34 with a 8616 XSV on Ultrax. And it's the ultimate setup. Are you planning on jigging on Winnebago this year instead of trolling?
We'll definitely film down there. We'll fish however the fish want to be caught. However we get lucky enough to catch them.
Do you fish much with hair jigs? And if you do, what do you use for a trailer?
I don't tip hair jigs with anything. But yes, I do use hair jigs a lot, especially in the spring.
Yeah, this is recorded. After it's over, you can go back on YouTube and watch it. I think you can even during live, you can like scroll all the way back in the video and watch it from the beginning.
There we go. That one got it.
I almost like instinctively grabbed the camera and stood up. And,
Really?
yeah.
Walleye or sauger, Mitchell? What do you think?
Sauger? No, that's a walleye. It just looks like it's a little.
He's staying down on me.
Looks like it
Staying
has some
down on
size
me.
to it.
Where you at, buddy? It is a 16-inch walleye. And that presentation has caught most of the fish I have caught this week right there. Brand new jig. I do have it linked down in the description. Kalen's show jig, 3.8-inch tickle shad in lifelike color. That's been kind of like the winning combination right there. Beautiful spring river walleye. We got one on a live stream. The first live stream fish of the year. I think I'll just keep pitching there, huh? Kind of got several bites in the same spot. What's that?
I said, might as well. They're back there.
Yeah, they are back there. That is right. There's so much like debris floating in the water here. Constantly getting on your line now.
What you guys don't see off camera behind the boat is there's a guy back there in another boat hooking the fish on quick, and
Yeah. Hook 'em up. Get me a bigger one next time.
we just didn't want to hook on too many too fast because then
Hook me up a big one.
Do most jerkbait hits come on the pause?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much 99% of them.
In my lake, we have 1 million under 15 inches. What's the best way to find the 1,000 that are over 15 inches?
I guess it depends on the lake. But a lot of times the bigger ones are not going to school like right with the smaller ones. A lot of times it's like a shallower, deeper, like off of structure more. Or one of those things normally. It's generally, it's not something you're doing. Like the baits really normally don't change. 99% of the time it's just the area you're in. What a peaceful little spot. The rest of the river is like so windy right now. It would have been fun to do one of these up at the dam, huh? I could have just like, you could honestly just film everybody else catching fish.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose you'd be able to see 4 or 5 boats in the background.
Pull up some old timers. You guys are on the internet live right now. What do you want to say?
Garmin or New Mega Live, which one do you feel is better? Or are they the same now? Your guys' opinion.
This current is like perfect.
I don't know. That's a tough one to answer, I guess, because
I didn't even hear you.
new Mega Live versus Garmin, which one's better? What's our opinion?
I
We
don't
just
know.
haven't used Mega Live 2 enough yet.
Very
They're both good.
happy with so far the stuff I've seen out of Mega Life 2.
Yeah, yeah. We have both, and they're both good.
I didn't want to film a Mega Live 2 thing in the winter. Like, here's what I think of it because you're ice fishing. So I wanted to like go fishing a few times on a few different bodies of water where you're doing a lot of like forward-facing stuff. Before I did like a full-on breakdown video on it. Holy smokes. It's nice that we're the only boat like in a mile of river right now somehow.
Tom, what do you do to prevent zebra mussels from following you home?
I scold them. Like, get off my boat. And how often do I clean my boat, Mitchell? Every time I'm home.
I think he does every day.
Sometimes Shelby wakes up, rolls over in bed, and I'm not there, and she stumbles out to the garage and finds me sitting in this thing in my underwear.
Yeah, I believe that. Love to see you hit the chip after opener. Fished with you there years ago. Great trips. We'll be on the chip.
We'll film there. Always a fun spring bite.
Ben, your question about select and play all the videos in the Walleye Now app. I'd like to string together a bunch. Do you mean like have a bunch saved so you can go back and watch them? Because if you notice, let me pull it up and double check, but it's on the bottom right hand corner of the video screen. There's like a little ribbon tab, which is the bookmark, and you can bookmark that, and then you have a bookmark section for all the videos that you want to watch or save or whatever.
There's the wind.
Oh, it's windy.
What a nasty week of wind. It's hard to beat dragging a jig.
What size jig are you using today?
3/8 and quarter. Kind of depending on the current.
Any tips for the big chip in late August?
Ooh, that's a tough time.
That's a really hard time. It's kind of hit or
Say
miss in August.
I'd have a jig and a crawler. I'd have some kind of shad-bodied crankbait that can dive about 8 to 10 feet, and I'd have a slip bobber. And I would be ready to run a lot of different kinds of structure. Weed edges, 6 to 10 feet. Stumps, 6 to 15 feet. Bog humps, 10 to 20 feet.
Yeah, I feel like you'll find most of your catches off stumps.
Like that one little area.
Where are we fishing? Pool 4, Mississippi River. Transducer, Mega Live on the trolling motor. Yes, it's nice to having it on the trolling motor with the cable-driven foot pedal. It's just much faster.
It's like they're set up a little further in here, Mitchell.
What size rod do you use?
6'9", medium light, fast, Elliot. Should be linked in the description of this video.
Must be lagging because you're trying to piece together what we are saying. So usually the video's lagging, the audio's not, but maybe both are now. I don't know. Is that what's happening?
6'9", medium light, fast, Elliot. Should be linked in the description of this video.
Oh, you're on the live stream yourself?
Yeah, it is a little laggy, but
Is it? Yeah.
yeah, Mitch is like, oh, service is great. And the first spot we stopped to check, it was like literally no service. I was like, oh, apparently it's not great.
No, I guess it's not. It's when we hooked up the live stream, it said excellent connection.
Fast. It said good. It's not good.
No, it said excellent, and then it started lagging. I'm not kidding.
Well, yeah, it's gonna lag a little bit. There's just no.
Is the
No
night
product
bite better
in it.
than the day? Well, if you're talking about out here, last night we fished past dark and struck out.
We didn't do very good. Just more average size ones, but obviously, yeah, you get on the right fish after dark. That's the time to be on them.
Any good transducer poles that won't flex with current? Yeah, the TKI pole mount that we use, that one.
It should be linked in this
That
description
one does
as
not
well.
flex.
That's
That
the
thing
best
is
one. We
a
actually
beast.
helped like prototype that one, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And there is a little, I believe, a little discount code in there in the description of this video. Is that a tree coming down, or what was that?
Yeah, it sounded like it, didn't it?
Honestly, half the place would be so windy, I don't even think you'd want to do a live stream there today.
Yeah, for real.
As far as audio goes.
How has this bite been so far this spring?
I've had, like, yesterday it's like fish were really bitey. Today it seems like less bitey than yesterday. It's been a little bit more difficult for me to find like big ones. There's one day where I caught like 3 or 4 like real nice pre-spawn fat big fish. And then few of the other days I've been here, it's been a lot tougher to find those fish.
What do you look for in a glide bait rod?
Glide bait rod?
Yep.
Oh, the one I fish is Elliot. It's a 7.2 medium fast. I like one that's a little bit, for sure, over 7 feet. Gives you more like leverage to hit the bait hard. And then you want something that's obviously relatively stiff for working the bait, but obviously like loads well into the rod too. And that's kind of the combination that's hard to find in a lot of rods.
What were the water temps on Table Rock, and what are they on Pool 4?
What were they on Table Rock? Was it like 50?
Trying to think. I think they were in their 50s. Yeah, yeah. Well, we went there in the cold front, and the first day when it was 70, we found 50-degree water, and then it kind of backed off to like 46 to 48, I think, for the last 2 days we were there. And then here in Pool 4, this morning we had 42. I know that for a fact because I fell off the boat into it. Now that's in the afternoon where we're at, kind of shallow water, 45. So pretty similar, I guess.
Main channel's like a lot of 42, 43 maybe.
Mark, I don't have anything cooking on the grill. I only do that when you're in my boat. I'll let you bring all your stuff. Mark brings a full-on Traeger grill
Oh,
and
I'm aware.
6 coolers of food and
I'm aware.
gets going. What were you saying? You're aware?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't let him cook in your boat, though. You were a big baby about it.
They did. I remember ice fishing.
At what temperature do walleye normally spawn?
Upper 40s. A lot of times you'll see the surface temp be like 48, 50 degrees.
I think there was an ad inserted right now, so we'll take a little 20-second break.
Yeah, it might be for you though, not for everybody. You know.
No, it's not for me, but I'll just run our own ad anyways.
Oh, dude, so many short biters.
Any plans to go back out west this year?
Oh yeah.
And then, Tom, can you do a quick lesson where Mega Live transducer should be getting power source or wire installation?
All right, say that again.
Can you give a quick lesson where Mega Live
Dude, there's so many.
transducer should be getting power source or wire installation? Are you asking where to go or how to do it? I think probably both. Like where the power should be coming from.
Well, straight to the battery. You don't
Yeah.
want to run
Well,
that through
and the best way is to
8 gauge.
isolate. Well, 8 gauge wire and isolate the power from
Yeah.
a single battery. If you want the best picture out of your graph.
They're just sitting right in that corner, and they're not biting super good. What are we gonna do about that? Lighter, smaller,
Live bait.
slower?
It's always always the answer.
If you left it to Mitch,
early
he
spring.
literally would fish a minnow every day of the year.
No, I would not.
Come summer, he'd fish a night crawler every day.
Okay. We'll revisit this in all of July and August when you have a night crawler and a jig, okay?
I don't, dude.
For one.
I actually
And two,
fish artificial
when it's
lures.
when it's cold water fish in early spring, 95% of the time, a jig and a minnow is the most effective bait, and you know that. There's no arguing it. It doesn't
I'll
matter
disagree.
what you like to fish more. There's
I'll
just no
disagree.
arguing the fact that it's effective. What's the smallest screen size you would run for your electronics?
I mean, for like a live, like you definitely want like a 10 plus, I'd say.
Yeah, I feel like that number just gets bigger each year. Yeah.
I'm convinced going bigger than 13 inches does absolutely nothing.
Maybe not.
But that's just me.
I mean, like your 13-inch graph and my Garmin 16-inch are like pretty similar size-wise. But yeah, 10, 12 inches. 10, 12, 13. It's
For the
perfect.
number of bites I've had, I'm shocked more of these fish haven't got it.
Are you going to use another shallow water river boat this year?
Yes. That thing was too much fun.
Yeah. How far are we going to go all the way out to Washington? Oh,
Oh, that's a ways west.
that's a long ways. I've never seen you pull flies. Not your thing.
There's only really one place that I've seen that guys like do that, and that's like in southern Wisconsin. So no, I guess it's not my thing. I know it's like predominantly the way a lot of people fish, especially on like I think like the Wolf River and stuff.
Oh, did we fish on St. Patty's Day? And if so, what was the meal choice? So, which that was yesterday,
Oh,
right?
boy.
So yes, we fished yesterday, and then
It was a long day of
it was
driving.
a super long day. Yeah, it was like an 18-hour day, and then when we got off the lake at what time was it? 10 p.m. or something like that.
Yeah.
We went to McDonald's, and
Normally, to
you
be
know-
fair, normally we don't just like go to McDonald's.
no, I mean I haven't been to McDonald's in a long time, but we went to McDonald's last night, and Tom, why don't you tell them what you got?
Oh, dude,
It's a little modest meal.
I put it down.
Yeah, so he ordered 3 double cheeseburgers
I did.
and 2 McChickens. So for those of you guys who can't count, that's 5 total
It was a lot.
McDonald's sandwiches.
I tapped out after one bite of the last McChicken.
Yeah, well he ate. Yeah, he was sitting there, like we're about to go to sleep, and I look over and the guy's like laying there in bed with a McChicken on his chest, saying like, "Should I finish this or go
Couldn't
to
do it.
sleep?"
Couldn't do it.
So that was
I had maxed out.
St. Patty's Day food.
They don't want it pitched as much. They want it just drug.
Can you explain how you're set up on this piece of river? You said fishing a current seam, shallow water to your back, and fishing to the break in the main channel.
We're going like this main channel right here. There's like a little knob here, and it's just kind of like it's a little flat section where it's just kind of like a little bit lighter current, and that current changes directions. And they're kind of sitting right in that little, like that shelf right off that corner. And I
So-
can't get them to go, it seems like, unless I drag through it. Which might just have to be what we do.
I would love to see you guys break down the biggest lake in Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska's one that's got a little bit of walleye water.
Have you pitched blade baits?
I have not on this trip. Honestly, I've just been on a little plastic kick. I know, obviously, blade baits work super good in the spring.
See, like right now, looking at the computer, it says excellent connection.
Huh.
So, I mean,
Well, maybe it is an excellent connection.
I'm guessing it. What's the furthest east you've traveled on a fishing trip?
Lake Erie. I'm gonna downsize the old plastic. And just feed it to him, you know? I think they're all like 621. Hmm? Good.
What do you think the new slot keep limit will do to Mille Lacs? I guess I didn't realize it changed.
I think it's like 2 fish again now or something.
2 versus 1?
Something like that.
Hmm.
This winter, I think it was 2 maybe? I don't remember. I've never kept a walleye out of that lake.
Mark said if you need a spot to use the shallow water riverboat, give him a shout out. Or
The
give him a
shallow
shout.
water what?
Give Mark a call if you need a spot to fish that shallow water riverboat.
Oh. Hottest lake in the country.
That's what Mike Heath used to call it. He's the only professional fisherman I've ever met.
I hate to like troll motor around because I keep getting fish here.
Tom, you currently have a subscriber watching from the Philippines right now.
It's pretty wild.
Really commented. Yeah, that's really cool.
And how's the walleye bite there?
Any thoughts on a tour and vlogging it?
I just have no interest in fishing tournaments.
He says that. He says this every time, and he does.
Have I ever led you to believe any different, Mitchell?
We fished a tournament last year.
The Warrior Boats thing, that's like just a family like event basically.
It's still a tournament.
It's a media event.
How about them Bears? Am I right? Or what? We got some fellow Bears fans in the chat, Tom.
Nice.
Tom, he can't even talk about it anymore because he just knows that.
But what?
He just knows his team sucks and their quarterback is. He doesn't like to talk football with me. He won't even come over and look at my card collection.
Yeah, that I will not do.
We got another one that said he's here from Sweden.
That's awesome. How's the Xander bite treating you? Is there Xander in Sweden?
Hands down favorite bait presentation to catch eyes.
Just
I don't know if
one?
that's actually a question or if they just that's a statement. Were you
Oh.
just talking about a bait? I'm not sure on that one.
I mean, it's hard to beat a jig in something, you know?
I think the stream is like it says we have an error, YouTube error. It's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So
Well, that's normally what happens right before it goes out because of service. So keep an eye on it. Monitor it. Is it still going, to your knowledge?
I mean it's still going on. I mean it might be a little. It is what it is. Ever caught a spoonbill catfish on Old Miss?
Spoonbill?
Yep.
Yes. Catfish? Is that the other one?
Like it said a spoonbill catfish. Which I guess
Is
I've
a
never-
spoonbill a catfish? I guess I didn't know that if it is.
I don't know. No. I fish the Rock River in Pool 13 on the Mississippi. Is a 55-pound thrust trolling motor enough to maintain spot lock in these currents?
It depends more on the size of your boat. Like on my 17-foot riverboat, yeah, it's plenty.
What made us decide to try Lake of the Ozarks?
So we were on Table Rock, but what made us go down there? I don't know even. I just some days I get just a random, it flies through my brain and I just have to go do something. What makes us do anything? I guess, you know. What do you think, Mitchell? It just, I mean, it was really cool just to like. I know we didn't catch like big fish on that trip and whatever, but it was really cool just to like see it and like catch walleyes somewhere that's just like totally different. Totally different, but then yet not, you know. A lot of the same stuff still applies.
Ben, I see what you mean. As far as playing multiple videos consecutively, no, I guess you just have to go to back to the bookmark page. I thought, I gotta look at it. I thought if you swipe left on it, it'll take you back there. Let me double check that for you. So yeah, if you have all the videos that you want to watch in the bookmark page, after you play it, there's an arrow in the top left corner. You can tap that and it'll go right back, or you can swipe left on your screen and it'll take you right back to that bookmark page. So you don't have to like go try to click in there every time, if that makes sense. Are you running the new Explorer, Apex, or Solix on the rig, and why?
Apex for HDMI out so we can screen record stuff.
40 consecutive days fishing or 40 consecutive days hunting? If fishing, what species are you chasing? And if hunting, what are you pursuing? Well, that's just
Fishing,
incredibly.
walleye.
You'd pick fishing over hunting too?
Oh yeah,
I don't even believe that anymore.
100%.
I don't believe that. And whitetails. You know, I guess I've never really done much of the elk stuff out west yet, but I can imagine that even cooler. What lake is better, North Dakota, Sakakawea or Devil's Lake? I think they're both really, really good.
Yeah, I mean it's Kakawea. It seems like Devil's always seems to be good. I would say. Just so like a lot of different ways to catch fish always happening.
Yeah.
Kakawea might get like a little bit more pretty much doing this or doing that for like portions of the season. And you might be doing like big runs on Sakakawea at certain times of year, I feel like, depending on where you go out of.
What is your favorite lake to catch walleyes?
Oh, I mean,
I
it's
feel
hard
like it
to
might
beat.
change every
Great
year.
Lakes.
What'd you say?
Lake Superior, maybe. I mean, Lake Michigan. I mean, obviously, like Fort Peck's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fort Peck is up there in the list. I think Lake of the Woods is up there too, especially in the summertime.
That one's not for me. Because it's like one predominant thing, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, the fun thing to do.
I mean, the bite at Lake of the Woods in summer, obviously unreal.
When to use bucktail hair jigs for walleyes, and then some good colors that you recommend.
Bucktail hair jigs for walleyes, when?
Yeah, like when to use them.
I use them a lot in the spring and fall, like cold water times. I fish a lot of the Kalen's Google Eye hair jig, and that one I fish a lot in quarter and 3/8, sometimes half. I fish a lot of purples because I fish a lot of hair jigs in clear water. I've had really good luck even like on the Mississippi snapping hair jigs like spring or fall, like fire tigery looking stuff.
Found it interesting how you guys are on the water right now, and we have to wait until May 8th on all lakes that we have walleyes in Alberta. Actually, where we're from in Wisconsin, it's the same thing.
Inland
Yeah, wait
bodies
till first
water,
week
yeah,
of
we
May.
still gotta wait till May, whatever.
Yeah. As long as the ice is out by then. Ever going to do an inland lake tour of the UP? We kind of talked about doing that.
Yeah,
this
we've
year.
been talking about that one for a while.
Just a lot of lakes there, a lot of cool lakes there.
Filmed on lakes in the UP before.
So the chat is way ahead of the video. You're currently answering questions I saw posted 10 minutes ago. I think what it is it wasn't posted 10 minutes ago. It's just a lot of the same questions being asked, so I cycle through them.
Where did my fish go? I see them, but I not catch them all. I've had like 3 bites, caught 1 walleye so far in the stream. A little slow. My phone is going off like crazy. We'll do one more little go at it in this corner, then maybe we'll move down a little bit.
Fish Green Bay this year, probably next week.
Say that again?
Green Bay, next week or two.
Yeah, sometime. When it quits blowing 50 miles an hour every day, would be a good start anyways.
What's your opinion on the De Pere walleye run?
I mean, there's a ton of fish in a really small area, and half the state of Wisconsin's there. We're fishing the second most crowded river in the Midwest right now. Only second to the De Pere Walleye Run, and look how few people you see behind me. No boats. This doesn't happen there.
Will I be at Shields this year? Not sure. When's your Shields thing? You have one soon?
So I got seminars at March 25th, Appleton. There's a couple. Oh, there is one other boat down there. And then a couple other, the other locations, which I don't have the dates off the top of my head right now, but the other, it'll be Appleton, St. Cloud, Eden Prairie, and Fargo. So keep an eye out on my social media for those.
Can we get some early spring crappie videos?
Maybe. The problem is springtime, all I want to be doing is fishing walleyes.
Got couple questions. What did you guys do before full-time YouTube walleye now? And then how did you get to where you are today, make a living fishing?
Ask again? Oh, the fishing career. So I basically never really had like a real job. Worked at resorts, then started doing a little bit of guiding, and then eventually started doing YouTube. And now we're at current day. Kind of just your normal story, you know. I think I've been doing YouTube for like 6 years now.
Yeah, and before, I guess, this, I guided and then was a lineman at a power company. After running the Carbon, the Acme net for a year now, how's it been holding up? I handled one last summer, sounded like it was cracking, popping. It's pretty dang good.
Yeah, I mean, every walleye I caught last year went in this that I netted. It's obviously stuck under my camera box now. Still working flawlessly. I got my mic dying? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you're fine. Being able to Chromecast from the app. What is Chromecast?
It's like casted to a TV.
Is that casted to? So it used to be able to do that. And apparently, like the newest update, I guess people are saying it doesn't. So, we're having new changes, a whole new, not a whole new app, but new stuff coming out in a few weeks. So, make sure we try to get that like back on there so that you guys can stream it, because it seems popular. Like, a lot of people want to stream it to their TV, I guess. All right, ads are coming. I'm skipping them.
Oh my gosh, dude. Some of these are picking it up so soft. You almost don't even believe it's a fish.
Pete and Will can get crowded this time of year. Yeah, I would imagine. Are we going there?
I don't know. I have no idea where I go.
We've gone to the Wisconsin River every spring. Last, few years, I guess?
Mm-hmm. How many viewers we got tuning in, Mitchell?
We have 361.
Nice.
Eric, yes, I
got to produce a fish for you guys.
What'd you say?
I got to produce a fish for him.
Yeah, you do. How many have you caught?
Just one, but I've had like 3-4 other fish.
So we've been on this stream for... exactly an hour and 27 seconds. You've caught one fish?
I know, pretty poor effort, right?
Jeez.
I'd probably be running around right now, but I'm a little scared of the service situation.
It's cool, and us Canadians love watching you fish in USA, but would you even consider fishing in northwestern Ontario?
Yeah, sometime. I don't know why. I know the fishing's like insane. I never get like the urge to, but obviously, eventually, sometime I'll make it.
Do you know how accurate the Navionic depth chart cards are, especially in less popular areas like where I'm at in Alberta? It kind of goes back and forth.
Navionics, I don't know. I mean, I'd say of all the places I go, like maybe I find the mapping's not that good. Like 1 out of 100. I mean, I don't know.
Oh no, that's what I say. They're both. I mean, I think they're both really good. And then some lakes you'll see Navionics shows like a little spot that the Humminbird doesn't show. You know, vice versa. Like they're both pretty good. Gonna start an apprenticeship for lineman at Mo Valley. Oh, nice. It's definitely a good job.
Doesn't pay better than being a cameraman though.
Pays significantly more. Would my Mega 360 not work because my Helix unit is not updated?
Potentially, if you have any
Yeah.
problem with any Humminbird thing, the first thing I would start with is making sure everything's updated.
Yeah, you got to keep up with those updates.
And you
I never do.
and update the transducer too. I believe on 360s you update the deucer too.
Oh yeah, so right there, that could be your issue too. Remember, we used to get this weird thing where we'd have to like reformat the graph. Remember that?
Reformat the graph.
Yeah, some random times it was like 360 or side imaging deucer would just like kick out, and you have to go in and like hit format on the graph and reboot it, or restore to factory settings. I mean, remember that?
Kind of, but not the specifics on it.
Yeah, I felt like the Gen 3s I had to do that a handful of times. So you could try that too. If it's updated, update both and then restore factory settings on the graph. Do you use a live chart for mapping spots to get real spot on the spot?
Auto chart.
Yeah. Yep.
Some lakes I have over the course of time, I guess.
Yeah, I totally forgot about auto chart actually. Stuff is pretty legit. Ever consider doing a special saltwater edition? That would be fun. Especially catch tarpon. I caught my first ever tarpon this summer. It was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, dude.
This is just...
You're coming up, whack, and then there's nothing there. It's like they're just touching it.
This is what it is every day, sitting in a boat with him.
I don't know what to say about that.
Swinging.
That's like
and
4 or
missing.
5 of those same bite, where it's almost like push and slack. And
Well, some people commented and said use a stinger hook. He just can't.
Too much
you know,
crap
he just-
down there to use a stinger
You
hook.
can't use live bait. You can't use a stinger hook. It's just... He's like a bass fisherman. There's just too much pride to use a net or live bait.
I'm not too prideful for live bait. I'm not. If you like absolutely need it, I will use it. I just cannot believe that whatever that was just push slack in it.
Do I ever fish on here? Yeah, I mean, like, I guess as of late, no, because I'm running the camera so much, but still do plenty of fishing. I still try to guide part-time, too, so I get time on my boat. But if I hopped in front of the camera, you guys would prefer to see me fish over Tom, and then...
Probably.
You know, he doesn't know how to use a camera, so...
Yeah. No idea what I'm doing back there.
He basically doesn't know how to fish or use a camera. what I'm trying to say.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
It makes it tough to be someone who has to fish and use a camera every day.
Yeah. Do you ever stumble upon perch downriver?
In the summer and spring, but I don't like target them much.
How often do you snag?
A lot in some spots.
What lakes are you fishing opening day?
That I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Yes, well, I know has been, for sure. We want more muskie in 2025.
Whew.
Did you
Tough.
just give away your muskie
I
stuff to your
sold
dad?
like all my musky stuff.
You sold it to him, or you gave it to him?
Gave it to him. For $0, which is exactly the amount of dollars it was worth to me. Because I don't fish for muskies. Figured if I had it, I might get tempted to go muskie fishing sometimes. So
Yeah, I was gonna say this. He says that now.
didn't even wanna
In the
have
fall,
it.
he'll be like, "Man, looking like a good muskie day out there. It'd be cool to go float some suckers on the chip." The chat wants a walleye on the board.
Me too, man. Me too. More than you guys even want it. Let's make a move. Let's move around Trumwater. There's fish here, but the last several bites have been pretty darn weak, you know? I don't like that. Figured it'd kind of be a gamble doing one of these. There hasn't been a whole lot of spots you can just like sit and fish like one spot for like a long period of time that isn't bumper boats and just film one of these, but
There's another guy fishing over here.
say that again.
There's another guy fishing over here.
There is one other guy in here now. Where'd my other plastic go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Too much stuff in the boat.
Tom, what do seminars entail? Might head to the Appleton one.
Generally they're a couple hours long. Starts out, it's a lot of, I think a lot of times there's like, people are convinced there's like some massive secret that they're gonna learn at a seminar. And I always say like, there's really no massive secret with fishing where like once you discover that secret, you're just gonna catch more fish. A lot of times I just talk about like really practical small things and then all the small things collectively that I think make a big difference. So a lot of times it's about like seasonal movements, presentations for this, kind of unorthodox ways to target fish that are doing this or that. And it's, a lot of times it's a lot less about like, hey, if you want the most top secret thing ever, because I don't believe there's a lot of things that are like that, or it's like, hey, this is the super top secret thing, you know?
It seems like every time that we roll back to this section here is when we get like YouTube gives us the errors and stuff. I don't
Really?
know what's up with that.
Well, maybe when we get in this open stretch
I don't know
again.
why it would matter. It's like 50 feet away. Are the new Explorer units pretty quick to learn?
Are they what?
Pretty quick to learn.
Super quick. It's all like, just, it's the same interface that the Apex has.
Yeah, it's probably. It might even. I mean, if you're coming from like Helix, it's probably. It might even be easier because then it's touching.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have like a menu option, so you can really just find everything instead of having to toggle through all the buttons. So it's
Yeah,
pretty easy to get a hang of it.
You literally hit the home screen and it takes you like right to a thing where you can select any screen you want to see. So in 2 clicks you can be anywhere basically on the.
Best reel you guys like besides Piscifun? I think like the Fluger President for the money is just pretty hard to beat.
Any leg?
It says it, but I don't. No one's saying anything yet.
We got the boat going over 4 miles an hour right now with just the trolling motor. It's pretty impressive.
And they have a ton of power.
Never leave fish to find fish, they say. Unless you're just not catching the fish. It is nice though, there's like nobody fishing down there.
The 3 videos on the home page of the app have the helix settings. Yes,
Yep.
there's tons of settings on helix on those videos.
And we're adding 3 more videos for kind of like the more recent technology this year, I guess you could say.
Yeah, he's asking about helix settings though.
Okay.
And they're from a while ago, but they're still relevant to nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
honestly,
changed on
like
those
as
for
far as
years.
side imaging settings, stuff like that goes, none of it's changed.
No. Mississippi River. How do you like the transducer on the trolling motor? It's the best.
It's good for some things, worse for other things.
Yeah, true. Where can you fish walleyes in Eagle River in April?
Nowhere to my
I don't
knowledge.
think. I'm not sure.
Unless there's a stretch of the Wisconsin River where you can, but
Oh, now it says we have excellent connection.
nice.
And then it immediately buffered.
Nice.
Nope, it's not Nakusa, Mississippi.
Yeah.
But I can see how it would look like it though.
There we go. Oh my.
Wow.
Oh, first live stream, you know, just getting the kinks out. Absolutely crushed it. Crushed it.
Nice job. At least you're trying hard.
I'm trying hard. That was poor performance all around on that one.
Ever launch anywhere before floating docks are in?
Yeah. I mean, you just kind of got to somehow nimble your way into the boat.
Yeah, if you have an aluminum boat, you can just beach it as long as it's not rocks. Hop in. These fancy boats, you have to throw your waders on
Yeah.
and do stuff like that. What's your guys' biggest walleye?
32 inches, I think, or 32 and a quarter or something.
It sounds like it's
I'm not a big,
over-exaggerated by a couple
biggest fish
inches.
guy, but it was out of Lake Michigan, and it was in April. Fortunately, it was post-spawn.
Anybody use the VesselView mobile Mercury app? I do, or I had it, and then mine like came disconnected, I think, or something like that, and stopped working. But it's cool, so you can see your hours and maintenance, and you know, it's especially nice to keep track for oil changes.
feel bad, guys. I've gotten the bites, you know. Just
Do you
let
guys
them-
think they should change the limit to 3 on the bay? I know it helped the Bago system when they changed that.
I mean, I'm all for anything that makes more and bigger fish.
Upgrading trolling motor and graphs on my boat right now. Debating between forward facing on a trolling motor or pole. What do you prefer? I guess it depends on what you're looking at for the trolling motor. I mean, preference would be all tracks with it on the shaft. If you're gonna go with electronic steering or whatever, like a Trova or something like that, then a pole is probably the best bet. To get away from the guys at the dam, is finding current seams downriver the best way of finding fish?
Pretty much. I mean, there's obviously up like near the dam, you're gonna find more for like down at the can line, you know, those like big community bottleneck spots. You're gonna see like huge amounts of fish a lot of times, but huge amounts of anglers. So like, not to say you can't get somewhere where there's a lot of fish, where there's not people, but you might have to like run a lot of spots.
Yeah, Richard, you'll be happy ordering that TKI carbon pole, and we still do love them and have one in the boat, so it's definitely very useful still.
Right where I started, there was a bunch of fish there. We're gonna get them. Honestly, it was just nice to do a live stream. We got a new camera that we weren't sure how this was actually gonna go. We got a little bit of new rigging. We got new computer charging, Wi-Fi router charging stuff in the boat. Nothing's burnt up yet, right, Mitchell? You don't smell anything smoldering back there?
Not yet, not like last year when we had a little
Last year we
mini
legit
fire.
melted a cable. How charged is the computer?
Looks like fully charged.
Nice. So that
That's 100%.
system works really
That's
good.
an upgrade over last year then.
What's the What's the inverter say? $12 volts.
15 volts still coming in.
Weird. Not sure what's up with that.
Live stream setup is a camera, HDMI cord to a computer, and then OBS. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like a broadcasting camera setup might be better, but I'm not sure how they do that. I think there's a lot more production that goes into that than two of us can do. Actually, some like nice cameras you can do it on the camera
Mm-hmm. Well, you can live stream
with a monitor.
straight
Yeah,
with this.
right.
But I don't know how you'd have control over it. I feel like this is our slowest stretch of fishing yet, right? The old live
It
stream.
seems like every time we turn on a live stream, this happens.
It's on me though, boys. I've had the bites. Didn't capitalize. What's our view number, Mitchell?
I dropped down to 295. We're
Practice-
gonna do the small boat stuff again. Yep,
Probably because we ain't catching any damn fish, right?
probably.
Probably because I keep missing the bites.
Favorite river system to fish in Wisconsin? Not besides the Wisconsin River.
Probably the Mississippi River. I would have to say.
Or the Chippewa River.
That would not be at the top of my list, but is there walleyes in it? Yes.
Southside Smalley said, "What's up? Love the content."
Appreciate you tuning in. What did you guys' honest opinions of the first video we did this year, the last one, the Table Rock video? I know it was an hour long.
Oh yeah, the St. Croix River. Didn't even think of that one.
What's that?
St. Croix River. That's a good one too.
Yeah. Yeah, we filmed there before. We haven't filmed there in a bunch of years, though.
People like the length and the video.
Nice. So more of that.
Yep. Do we ever fish late nights on Pool 4 by the dam?
Yes. Last time was the first time I've done it in quite a while, but I've done really good and really average. Last night was one of the really average ones.
How'd you do last night?
Last night was really
No,
average.
not us. He was
Oh.
out there last night too.
But we could have just, it seems like a lot of times you just get in one little spot and there's a bunch of nice fish in there and you either crush them or you don't.
Said you need to come fish the Missouri River in South Dakota.
I have. I've filmed there. We're going there in about a month.
Do you notice if lakes with slot limits produce better fish quality or numbers or both? I think both sometimes. It really depends on the body of water, though.
Yeah, some of it's hard because you probably don't think about it. I mean, ultimately, the fact is some lakes are just better walleye lakes than other lakes, right? Some lakes can grow big fish, some lakes just can't. And it does seem like...
Brandon said he got 5 last night, all over 21, so he did a lot better than we did.
Yeah. That's what it always seems like. It's either like you get into a spot that has them and you get them, or you don't. And it always seemed really windowy. I would love to like move around more, but I feel like way too dicey with service. You think?
Back there it said no data was gonna shut off.
Oh, really? We'll make one more move back up here. See if we can't get a couple bites. We're certainly not around a lot of fish currently.
So, Nolan said it's not really about you guys catching fish anyways. Real-time Q&A is probably much more of a draw. Is going to suggest doing like an hour live feed on the way to a destination, and then another. Justin said agreed. So there's another idea.
These are always fun to do.
We're not on Starlink.
Say that again?
We are not on Starlink. That was a question.
How's the image look, Mitchell, on the computer? Blurry background, but I'm sharp. Sharp enough for the low res which we have to do this in.
What are the drawbacks to forward facing on an Ultrex?
Not being able to like run your trolling motor this way and point it that way. Most of that's honestly like lakes, or if you're someone who likes to do like a lot of spot locking all the time, I can see it not being your favorite thing.
Yeah, if you like to use spot lock, then having it on a pole is better. Because then wind isn't really a factor. What's it like to lose all your enthusiasm while experiencing the typical Wisconsin walleye bite today?
Oh. Yeah, spring fishing, I mean, more really walleye fishing in general, you're so used to boom and bust. Yesterday was like you couldn't do anything wrong except for our nighttime excursion. And then today was slower for us. But still, I mean, we came in here this morning and caught like 4 or 5 fish like immediately, and we're like, all right, we'll do a live stream in here tonight. Walleye fishing is walleye fishing.
Caleb says the Juggernaut jig pack he gave you at Eden Prairie seminar would be useful right now.
It would be. I actually still have them in my jig box. Service still good? Still maintaining?
What do you think is the best springtime walleye bait?
I mean, hard to beat a jig in a plastic, you know. Almost everywhere you go, that's gonna play. Stream connection good?
I think it's choppy. But
Especially-
there's just nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
It says, is that it? Just a jig and plastic with no other weight on it?
Yeah, no other weight, just 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce jig, swim bait, or like a shad style body. Tough to beat. Unless you're Mitch, then you just minnow.
Tom, what do you do for fun when you're not fishing? Think
What's
about fishing?
Say it again?
When you're not fishing, what do you do for fun besides thinking about fishing?
Oh, I don't know. Shoot my bow, maybe. I don't know. Grill some meats.
So
Throw
pretty
some
much he
balls
doesn't
for the
do anything
dogs.
besides think about fishing.
There we go. That was a super weird bite, though. I'm not convinced this is going to be a walleye. Because it's a little pike, Mitchell. It's a little pike. So you'd never lose one of those. You'd never lose a little pike in a million years. Didn't feel very walleye-ish, to be honest with you. Felt a lot like a small northern pike. You ever lost a small northern?
I don't know. Maybe. I do not have a bobber out the back right now.
Oh.
Have you ever fished on Lake Erie?
Have we ever?
Yep, we have.
Yeah, I really wish it wasn't 13 hours away from my house.
So I'd love to see you fish Big Green Lake for walleyes.
Yeah, that one's been on my list for a couple years too.
Have you noticed Apex units using way more power than the Helix used to?
Definitely.
What size batteries are you using to power those monsters?
Two 16-volt Norsk lithium batteries, and they definitely do pull more power, for sure.
Yep, Mega Live 2.0. When you travel and stay at motels, do you secure your boat trailer, take the electronics, trolling motor off, lockable storage?
Generally, we cover it, and the trailer's locked to my truck. And I have lockable graph mounts, which I have not yet put on. Should do that tomorrow in the snowstorm.
If that other boat catches the fish, we're gonna pan the camera over and zoom in on them.
They got the old minnow program going, Mitchell.
They're gonna catch them.
Probably because they like catching fish, right?
Joe said, "Hi Tom, I watch all your videos. Enjoy how real you are.
Appreciate it.
You should let us viewers pick our favorite local lake, and you go out and show the giants what we are missing, or show us the giants that they're missing."
I'd probably give you the same experience that you experienced there, more than likely. But that would be a cool series.
What are you guys using to catch walleye?
Well, we're using a 3/8 ounce jig and a tickle shad swim bait. Not so much to catch walleyes, but to get the bites right now, I would say.
Can you name your top 3 walleye destinations and top 3 worst? Top 3 best, top 3 worst.
Oh. Worse, I'm not sure. What's the least favorite place I've ever taken you? Or you're like, yeah, we're never going back there.
Least favorite place.
Or I say it and you're just like, dude, don't take me there, please.
I have to think about that.
No answer.
I just nothing like came to my mind that I. Yeah, actually, that lake that Jake told us to go fish after we left Shields the one time.
Oh, that. Yeah. It wasn't. Oh my gosh, dude. We're just getting into all these short biters again. We'll drag up through this corner one more time. And if we don't get them, it might just not be the spot currently, Mitchell. We would move spots, but I think literally upon leaving this spot, we'd probably lose connection right away. So we're slightly isolated to where we are right now.
Are the ducks flying here yet?
Seen a few ducks, not a ton. Gorgeous evening once you're out of the wind, eh, Mitchell? Or are you just totally checked out on life back there?
No, it's super nice out.
Have you warmed up after falling in the water this morning?
Yeah, it took a while though. It was pretty cold for several hours after that. Biggest walleye and where? I think he said Lake Michigan, 30 32. And then just joined in. We are on Pool 4 Mississippi.
Looking for a willing walleye. How was this trip? We fished today and yesterday, Mitchell. How would you rate it?
It was decent. We caught. I mean, we filmed the video, so we'll have that coming out, and caught tons of fish.
Believe it or not.
Unfortunately, when I fell into the water, the camera wasn't going. But we kind
I
of wish
know,
it.
that was a huge letdown.
Yeah, we wish it was.
Basically, all we're doing with the rod is just keeping that jig just like hovering just off bottom, occasionally touching bottom. Occasionally, I'll just kind of like pump it forward a little bit. Pretty simple stuff. And it has been working quite well when we get around fish.
What is a bucket list destination for
Bucket
walleyes
list
that we haven't been
destination?
to yet?
Bucket list destination question?
Yeah, that you haven't been to yet.
Oh man. What is a bucket list destination? Believe it or not, I've never fished bait and knock in a boat. I would really like to do that more this year. I don't have any like crazy bucket list type. I feel like I'm lucky enough I get to go to a lot of places I want to go.
How fast are we moving?
About half a mile an hour. Pretty slow.
Are you working your bait up or down the current?
Into the current. Currently.
Have we thought about trying for some Xander?
What's that?
Xander. Said Columbia River should be on the bucket list.
Yeah.
You're awfully quiet up there.
I know. Well, the bite didn't. It wasn't quite what it was last time we were here, was it? There's still like some walleyes around, but it doesn't look anything like it did this morning or yesterday. But that's just the realistic part of doing these.
Someone in the chat said you need to hit up Eastern Lake, Ontario, St. Lawrence River
Yeah,
Basin.
that would be a cool one.
Are you following a contour line? How deep?
More so just following like current and kind of a big edge. 12 to 16 feet.
How do you get the search baits to not get all tied up when casting?
Lob them. I don't know, Mitch. I think this spot's kind of run its course for us.
Are you going to sharpshoot big walleyes again on deep clear lake? Yeah, absolutely. What's a good lake for catching a lot of walleyes?
I mean, there's a lot of them, honestly.
Well, can you think of any by name?
Good lake for catching a ton of fish. One we talked about is Kakawea. That's a numbers factory.
Yeah, you catch a lot of walleyes out of that lake.
I mean, there's a ton of them. Mille Lacs, tons of walleyes. Leech, tons of walleyes. In Wisconsin, I mean, like, a lot of the little lakes in northern Wisconsin got a lot of walleyes in them. Winnebago's got a lot of walleyes in it.
Do you feel forward-facing sonar scares fish to an extent?
Definitely I've noticed on some bodies of water more than others. Well, Mitchell, that might be our spot. I think we just kind of ran it dry over the course of the last couple days.
Yeah, probably.
Not to say that I didn't have the bites. Caught one little walleye in this live stream, lost 3 others.
I think you caught two walleyes.
No. I think I... Now you're making me question myself.
Or did you? We caught one for sure and one pike.
We're going to move. But I appreciate you guys turning in for this live stream. And even if it was an uneventful one, it was nice to do one of these. Get you guys in the boat for an afternoon or an evening now. We filmed a whole video between today and yesterday that Mitchell gets to go home and edit. Actually, we still got to do the outro for that, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We forgot to do that. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Always love doing these live streams. Always fun to interact with you guys. Hopefully you guys are getting out on the boat, or soon we'll be catching some spring walleyes. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next